Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. I am Rachel and today I'm going to be freeze drying bone broth. I have my homemade bone broth right here. The way I made it was we cooked a turkey, I took all the meat off and I put the bones in my crock pot. I filled up the crock pot with water till the bones were covered and then I let it simmer for about 24 hours. And then I took out all my bones and strained out all the extra pieces and now I just have the broth left. So I'm gonna be taking that broth, putting it into my freeze drying trays and then freeze drying them and see what we get. I have never done this before, so it's definitely an experiment and I'm excited to see how it turns out. So let's get filling. I'm just gonna take a measuring cup thing, pourer thing here and scoop it out and pour it into my trays. I'm gonna fill the trays up about halfway so that way there's enough room so they don't slosh out everywhere. I don't know how many trays this is gonna fill up, but it looks like about all 4. And this is about, let's see, 2 cups, about 2 cups that I poured in there. And so I'll do about 2 cups of broth in each one. And hopefully this will give me some bone broth bouillon. Just dry powder that I can add to any soups or other recipes that call for bouillon. Definitely gonna fill up all 4 trays here. Since this is pure liquid, I'm betting it's gonna take probably about 3 days to freeze dry. So this is not gonna be a quick freeze drying batch, but it will be good, I think. At least I hope. I hate it when things don't turn out right. So there they all are. They're all halfway full. Now I'm gonna take them downstairs and put them into my freeze dryer. Once you've loaded your trays with food, bring them on down to your freeze drying machine to load them in. After loading your trays that are full of food into your machine, put on the door pad, or in the door pad I guess. I like to pull it out. Pull out the ring just a little bit to make sure it's going to have a nice tight seal when you shut the door. Not a lot, just a touch to ensure a good seal. And shut your door. On my machine, I have put a handy dandy checklist here of vinyl that is available on my Etsy shop. The link is in the description below. Check it out if you are interested in one of those. So as you can see, I've already put the pad in, I've already done the ring, pulled the ring out. I still need to close the drain valve. So the drain valve's over here. As you can see, the knob is in line with the valve, which means it's open. And when I make it an L, then it's closed off. So that's done. And then I need to check the oil level over here. Oil level, it's really easy. They make it easy to line up the oil. After every batch, I empty the oil and we filter it. If you want to see how we do that, check out my video. That's changing and filtering freeze-dried oil. Something along those lines. I have a little cap still off for my last changing, so I'll put that back on. And it's recommended that you change your oil at least every 10 batches. We've just started filtering it every batch, which saves on oil, and it just is easiest for us. It's the system that we've found works best. Okay, after checking my oil level and going through my list again, the drain valve's closed, door ring in, door pad is checked, oil level, then we are ready to start the machine up. All I do is turn it on. There it is. My machine might be a little bit different than yours. I have knobs on the side. There are many machines with touch screens. For my screen, it auto predicts everything. So it automatically sets it to freeze for 9 hours, and it predicts that it'll take about 7 hours to dry, but there is a drying sensor in there, so really it won't start the countdown until the food's already to a certain dryness. So for me, I just let it go, and when it's all dry, it'll turn off and beep at me. If I've already pre-frozen something or anything like that, then I can change the amount of time that's going to freeze for to more or less, or the amount of time that I think it needs to dry to more or less, depending on what the food item is. And then from there, all you do is wait for the food to get done, and it'll send off a really loud beep, just like turning it on, and it'll just keep beeping until you take it out. Now let's just sit back and wait for the food to be done. Hello everybody, the freeze dryer is now done freeze drying the bone broth that I put in about 2 days ago. So let's see how it looks. Okay, let's open her up. I have never seen this before, so it'll be interesting. Ooh, nice. Very nice and powdery. Yummy. That'll make a good bouillon, I think. So from just looking at this, after touching it a little bit, I see there's grease on my finger, which isn't bad. I mean, it's chicken broth. It's made out of bones and the fats and all the leftovers, so grease is expected. Sticking my finger in there. It's really light and fluffy, kind of like what milk does. And yeah, I think I'll just blend it up and put it in some jars. And that'll be it. And then store it, or maybe some Mylar bags. I don't know. I haven't decided how I'm going to store this one yet, but I'm excited to try it in my next time I make soup and reconstitute it. I'll just reconstitute it as a soup base. I'll add water, and I'll add spices and meats and vegetables, and then make whatever kind of soup I want. Okay, now that's what it looks like. I'm going to give it a little try just because I like to try things after I freeze dry them. It's yummy. It's very strong. It's very turkey flavored, or turkey and chicken, I feel like can be substituted with each other. And so it's very good. I'm excited. There it is, how to freeze dry bone broth. I'm excited to use it in future soups and in my long-term food storage. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe, and we will see you next time.